Hello. This is Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, Hump Day. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. And in Kentucky and in this city, Lexington, the weather today will go up to 63 degrees. A few minutes ago, severe thunderstorm warning from Wednesday, 6:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be windy today. Thunderstorms likely early, which I was experiencing a few minutes ago. Caught myself waiting for the sun to come up, but it's so overcast, it's still not quite bright yet. Highs in the low 60s and lows in the low 20s. Wind, hail, tornado threat for the Midwest. In this area, expect tomorrow to be the next dry day. Expect winds up to 23 miles per hour. Today, sunrise 7:11 a.m. 7:11. Sunset 6:30 p.m. Wind around 20 miles per hour. The AQI good at 36. The Sideshow on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Talk about it on WhatsApp. The Sideshow on YouTube. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And the Sideshow coffee cup, which I mention often enough. Black 11-ounce ceramic. Dishwasher safe, good for all beverages, hot and cold. And I will add this. I have presented it as a promotional item for the Sideshow. But for any of you that travel, hop on an airplane, go from city to city, and have a tendency to walk into the airport gift shop, pick up something to bring back as a memory of your visit to wherever you have gone, you could view this the same way. Momentum from the Sideshow. Just put it up high enough where the average person is not going to reach up and grab it. Some of you might think $17 is a bit pricey for something that might break or get damaged. But if you put it on display, might be a conversation piece explaining why you have it and a little bit more about the Sideshow with Theodore Parker. So, buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me through WhatsApp, $TR Parker 1. Sideshow coffee cup. And a little backstory on that. I do have people that have approached me for other venues or other ways that the cup can be sold. It's even crossed my mind that some people with a little entrepreneurship might say, well, you should be vending it on the street corner. Yeah, I could. I've had my share of days of vending on the street corner. Successful to me and recognizable to other folks. But I didn't want to do that with the coffee cup here in Lexington, Kentucky. But it's not ruled out. We'll just see. Scheduling wise is really the primary consideration, to have time to go stand in front of the local department stores with that 3-foot of sidewalk rule for people to pass by and go into other businesses as I make the Sideshow coffee cup available. But as I did say previously, I am considering another design for it. So we'll see. If you've noticed, I haven't been on the air, although reruns of old shows have been available from 3 years ago, up to 3 years ago. And as I mentioned, come March, we'll make 4 years for the Sideshow with Theodore Parker, anniversary month. So in way of explanation, I've been under the doctor's care since this time last week. If you noticed on Monday, I had a little bit of a cough. So Wednesday, I went and took care of that. Received a diagnosis and treatment, which I have successfully followed. And I can imagine folks on YouTube saying, well, did you think we were going to catch it through the TV screen? No, not really. Not really. But I wasn't feeling like myself. I had some minor symptoms and I went and got checked out. So like I said, they found out the reason for it and gave me a treatment plan, which I have followed and is rounding to its conclusion. Just a few more things. And to me, a treatment plan does not mean take the medicine until you start to feel better and leave some pills in the bottle. A treatment plan means take all your medications as prescribed, all of them, I repeat, all of them, and follow the doctor's orders. Which brings me to the idea of contact tracing. With so many health issues going on today, and health concerns, it reminded me of the simpler days when everything was just related to the common cold, especially parents, with school-aged children, primary school and middle school. You catch a cold, parent notice that the child is not feeling good and got a little bit of sniffle and a little bit of runny nose. So take the temperature, break out the children's Tylenol and a little bit of Benadryl, and follow it up from there, And if you happen to be parents of more than one child, that the common cold goes from one child to the other, and then it hits the parents, usually the father, and then the last person to get it is usually the mother. But the common cold doesn't hit all the children at once. It usually moves subsequently through the family. It's not like everybody's sick at once, everybody gets well at once. First child gets it, second child gets it, third child, however many children you might have, then the parents get it. Then it's all over with. So that's kind of like contact tracing. So, since I had this time to myself, I did respond to messages on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Some of the conversations were really interesting. I was kind of like forced to say, I'm sick right now, so I'm not doing anything. And some of the responses were sympathetic for the most part. And then there were at least one or two individuals was like, yeah, bro, I feel you, but I need some McDonald's. So it goes. But anyway, when I have time, I like to listen to comedy routines. And I mentioned this to you several times in the past. But most recently, as a matter of fact, last night, there was a presentation of comedians whose names are not household names. You mention a comedian and right away names start coming into your mind. But this was a show, 2 hours, of lesser known comedians who most people have not even heard of. So the show was like a riot. That means it was good. It was good. One comedian was telling his joke, and people were just laughing. You know, everything is not funny, planned to be exactly funny that the comedian says, because it has a flow, it has a storyline, topics change, subject change. It's just a whole presentation of a routine. So this one comedian is telling his routines, got everybody in the audience laughing in stitches. And right in the middle of it, he says, thank you, you've been a great audience. Love God, love yourselves, love one another. And waves off, right? But the audience is like, they hear it, but they're still laughing. And the DJ, who's supposed to be supplying the music, is laughing so hard. He's like actually bent over. He doesn't even remember to play the music. So the MC comes out and says, so you're the best. So where's the music? And he was laughing so hard, he was just like, the camera panned on him and he was just like bent over, laughing, waving them off. But everything kind of like settled down, and they got back to themselves, and the DJ started playing the music that he was supposed to be there to play. So it was an interesting 2 hours. And some of the stories, to be comedy routines, kind of made sense. But I like that sign off. Love God, love yourselves, love one another. And although I don't use this as my source material as much as I could, by, drumroll, Black Enterprises, sponsored by FedEx. So that's bringing you up to speed about me. And let's see some of the items that are in the news headlines. Black History Month, February 2024, Wednesday. So yesterday, it just so happened it was like my first day to be out and about and doing some things. And just so happens Kentucky was playing in the evening, Tuesday evening. And you know, you can watch it on TV, listen to it on the radio, whatever. But I happened to be passing by a TV that had the game on. And I think it was like still in the first half, and Kentucky was down by almost 20. And a friend of mine who I know was there as well. And it was just like a few plays had gone by, and Bradshaw was on the foul line, missed both fouls. And my friend like kind of like, and right away, you know, I call him a friend. We've worked together. I know him. And like, I'm just an average guy physically, and he's more like a football type guy, right? So I would like reminded myself, I said, Kentucky, this is the same team right now that's down that went and scored over 100 points, not just like 102 or 103 or 101. In some games, have scored in the 90s in others, and just put together a complete package offensively and defensively the last game they played. So don't rule them out. You know, they're in Mississippi in the Hump Arena playing in front of Mississippi fans, and it's basketball. So I went out, got myself three spicy chicken wings, some potato wedges and some fried apples and came back. So now they're like within 4-2, Kentucky and Mississippi. Then boom, they got the lead. So here they are with the win at 91-89 as the final score after trailing. So, Kentucky for the W against Mississippi State. Headlines in the news, at least some of them. Kamala Harris announces federal government will start paying students to sign Americans up to vote and fill in polling stations because so many quit after the 2020 election. Excuse me. Still got a little bit of a cough, but I'm taking something for that. Then this is an interesting headline because when the weather was warmer, I was walking on the street and this young white guy approaches me and asked me would I be interested in a job paying $17 signing people up to vote. And at the time, I really wasn't, I didn't sound like my cup of tea, and plus I realized it was short-term employment, and I said, well, I'll pass. But now here it is in the headlines that the federal government is going to start paying students to do the same thing that a random guy approached me on the street to do, well, weeks ago, if not months ago. Full circle. Yellen urges world leaders to unlock frozen Russian central bank assets and send them to Ukraine. 23-year-old pregnant Amish woman killed. Comer uncovers pattern in Biden family business probe. Very concerning. Comer, FBI. Adam Sandler says his daughters still won't talk to him even after casting them in his movies. Stranger Things, maybe. NATO countries scramble to deny ground troops will go into Ukraine after Moscow warns of inevitable conflict. Here, Biden's response to Taylor Swift's endorsement rumors. This is a rare appearance by President Joe Biden on one of the late night talk shows. And when he was asked the question, his response was, where'd you get that information? It's classified. So, President Biden. Precious star Gabourey Sidibe expecting twins with husband Brandon Frankel. Federal judge rules $1.7 trillion spending bill passed by Congress in 2022 is unconstitutional. I wonder what made them drag that one out. 2 men found guilty of murder in Jam Master Jay killing. A number of years has passed since this happened. And then some credibility to the fact that the wheels of justice grind slow, but exceedingly fine. Inflation is falling, but these Michigan Biden voters say it does not feel like it. Ex-partner of Trump's Georgia prosecutor once texted that DA Fani Willis absolutely started dating Nathan Wade before he was hired. Now, right away, I jumped on this because it piqued my interest, and I was like, ooh. But after reading all the way through it and getting to the bottom line, it seems it was just a text message based on speculation and that the person had no clear evidence or reason to even say something like that in a text. Adele postpones 10 shows and apologizes for pause in her Las Vegas residency as she endures health battle. So it seems that she was not feeling well and took time to address the issue, but due to scheduling, tried to jump back in to fulfill her commitments, got sick again. So now she is pausing under doctor's orders to save her voice. Donald Trump Jr.'s boast about black man has people in disbelief. Trumps have a tendency to say things that most people would not. This was one of them. That black men are in tears calling Donald Trump Jr. a hero. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, the Republican frontrunner and unlikely rival of President Joe Biden in November, claimed his criminal indictments are the one reason black people like me during the Black Conservative Federation's Honors Gala last week. Well, I think I said one time that freedom of speech allows me to observe the difference between what you say and what you do, at least. This might be an example of that. Kensington Police across the pond, England. Kensington Police addresses concerns for Kate Middleton as internet suggests she's gone missing. Well, it seems that she's under doctor's orders following her stomach surgery to continue to rest. Producers of the Wendy Williams documentary say they wouldn't have been filming if they had known she had dementia. I can understand that. And I was surprised because, let me kind of tone that back a little bit. Maybe not surprised that she had a medical reason for drawing so much attention to her behavior, but I'm starting to come to the conclusion, based on my own interactions with people, that when either their conversation is not within the boundaries of the topics that are under discussion, or their behavior or something else seems off, not just for one occasion, but for a period of time, my first suggestion would be to seek a doctor's appointment and, follow up, and at least, if nothing else, open the conversation with, I don't feel good or I don't feel like myself, and let them take it from there. I wouldn't just hang in that spear of I don't feel like myself or I don't feel good longer than 3 days. From the day you first start feeling bad or not feeling good, have whichever words you want to use, on the third day, with so many health issues out there going on right now, from COVID-19 being spiked up to additional cases of HIV, I would take myself to the doctor and make sure I know what I have or don't have, for sure. Donna Summer's estate sues Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign for unauthorized interpolation of I Feel Love. Kentucky prison scandal. Kentucky. 30 guards engaged in inmate relations and 14 smuggled drugs in 16 months. Long Lost Sisters, Black History Month note. And I might as well say it marches Women in History Month, March. Long Lost Sisters, who built the largest Black-owned wine company in the U.S., reveal how to break into a notoriously tough industry. McBride Sisters Collection, a wine company founded in 2005. And this was interesting because the sisters had the same father, but to use an expression, they were like across the world from each other and didn't even make contact until 1999. So one sister, Andrea, she was in New Zealand, and the other sister, Reuben, in Monterey, California. So they connected in 1999 due to family members and friends, and found out that they had the same interest in wine, or a similar interest in wine. And from there, the story takes off. So, McBride Sisters Collection, wine, Black owned, largest Black owned wine company in the U.S., as they say, quiet as is kept. And did I mention that Beyonce's Texas Hold'em had reached number 1 on the Billboard charts without ever having been played on a country station? I think I did mention that. But anyway, that's true. And I did finally see the video. And that in itself was something brand new to me. You know, I remember years ago, matter of fact, when videos for music were first coming out, first coming forward, and I had gotten one of her CDs, and I used to like play it more than once, to say the least. So it kind of brings home the fact that this one for Texas Hold'em is just different from anything I've ever seen. I haven't seen the one for 16 carriages yet, but, you know, hats off, congratulations, you know, Black people in play. And shows what can be done. Fat Joe says he had to buy Donald Trump's new sneakers, but admits he won't be voting for him. I'm a sneaker collector, is what Fat Joe says. And he explains it by saying he has collected thousands of pairs of sneakers and that Donald Trump's gold high-top sneakers, which I think Trump's high-top sneakers is on it somewhere. And he explains it by saying that, you know, you don't, if you're a collector, you don't attach the person to the art. So he drew on Jean-Baptiste the artist, do on Andy Warhol, the artist, separating who they are from the art. So in this case, with Trump's gold sneakers, he said, well, I'm going to get the sneakers, but I'm not voting for them. Which turns to the statement by Trump, well, to one reporter's statement about Trump selling sneakers at $339 a pop. Repeat that, $339 a pop would draw him the black vote because black people like sneakers. We'll see how that works out. So anyway, Wednesday, February 28, 2024. Leap year. February has 29 days this year. And Black History Month. I would have just coasted into March. But I didn't do that. Especially since I haven't been feeling good. I could just zipped right into it. But, I didn't have really an excuse. I followed the doctor's routine. Sufficiently recovered to resume my activities and responsibilities. So here we are. As I say, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. Hashtag